win-win-win.
Yeah. Okay, so that's interesting because we've also been told that in order for you to get there in the time span, that the economy needs to grow at 10%. It needs to grow. That means it's grown to 10%. You need to grow by another. You need to be growing at 10% every year for the next 35 years for this to happen. A quick one. At what percent is Kenya's economy growing today?
Last year we posted a 4.8. Yes, growth.
Okay, so you've done everything. You've shake, up and down. You got 4.8. We need you to get to 10, right? Yes. And you need to do this consistently. So you cannot come down to 9% in order to get to this place where your per capita is at $80,000, because that's where you're trying to go. Yeah. That your economy then has to grow at that percent consistently. You cannot drop beyond the 10. Now, like you said, there are indicators that tell you how you can actually grow your economy. Right. People have done it, countries have done it, and we see that is actually happening. And one of the big ticket items is manufacturing, like you said.
Right.
Now, KYPES was set up. KYPES was set up for this very thing. That there is the understanding that the regional areas that Kenya has been divided into by the constitution are counties. That for each regional area, there is a product, good or service that can actually be exploited economically to do this very thing that we're talking about. Whether it's molasses in Kisumu, cashew in Kwale or Kilifi, whether it is honey in Baringo, whether it is fruit in Makueni, whatever the case may be, there is something that you can do to say this is what we are going to build.
Right.
Whether you're looking at the northern part with livestock and across board, you might be surprised to know that there's even agreement between Kenya and the UAE. Bring your livestock. All you need to do is set up what are they called?
Abattoirs.
Thank you. And then follow this. The agreement is already there. Yep. So all you need to do is just follow the standard, talk to your farmers, let them start to breed, and then you have that. You pay your farmers, boom, we keep moving because you are exporting. Right. You're selling for profit.
Right.
They were set up. MITI was supposed to be shepherding this process. It would have been a no-brainer to then say, this is one of the ways in which we can do it. If you can do that with livestock, guess what? You can replicate it with honey, you can replicate it with fruit, you can replicate it with molasses, cashew, coconut. I mean...
Big sign, Kwale.
Why?
Macadamia.
In Meru and Embu,
yes.
You can actually...
Avocado, You
can do it. So why? This is my question.
Why are we not doing that?
Yes.
Partly because politicians want you poor so that they can rule over you easily. Such a thing would make you less poor and less dependent. But I think the real question is, first of all, KYPES was the real bottom-up.
Mm-hmm.
If there was to be a bottom-up economic transformation, it could have been through KYPES.
Yeah.
Because then it meant going down there where Mwananchi is and asking Mwananchi, what are you doing and how can we support? And so you have a center where you consolidate all these people that are involved in that economic activity and you offer support. So there are economies of scale, large economies of large scale. So I am in the same space. Let's say I'm producing shoes. I am in the same space as someone who is producing the leather. And so the transport costs are minimal, but I'm also in the same space as someone who is actually producing clothes. So their distribution channel becomes my distribution channel because our products are similar. It's a brilliant idea. The challenge I think we had was we laid emphasis on the location as opposed to the real support items, so that then is there an economic activity, for example, in Tana River, that then we can go and say, okay, what do you guys need? Did we have a conversation with them and realize what they need was a location as opposed to financing, training, market? You understand? So that was but in terms of ideation, it was in the right place. But politicians love somewhere I can go and cut a ribbon and launch. So they were more concerned about the location. And so the second problem I think it had is we had too many at a go. So the idea is you can start with a flagship. say 7 or 5.
Okay, 1.
Or even 1. And then say, how is it working? And then now expand it to another 10 or something.
Allow me to just remind you of something, because it keeps niggling in the back of my head.
Yes.
That there was a China trip, and they came back and told us that they were going to set up, I don't know, Africa's biggest poultry in Kajiado.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I was excited for it, because I thought, okay, this is great, because what it would be able to do.
Right.
Because if you look at it from beginning to end, in terms of you bring in the birds, you're rearing them for eggs or you're rearing them for meat. There are people who are buying, and they can buy at a cheaper price, because this is essentially a government-backed project. You can hire people. You then have a turnaround. I mean, I had already seen it in my mind. It was wonderful. I don't think one bird has clucked ever since they came back from China.
No.
So these are some of the things that we're talking about that can actually grow the thing. And so the intention is good. But we all know that the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
And beyond that, is it intentions or just learned craftiness? But can I surprise you?
Okay.
We export some beef that we use in this country. We import beef.
Okay, I was going to say, I was wondering.
We're doing well. We import. We actually are exporting. That Saudi deal started with some few exports, but we are importing some of the beef we're using, because there is a deficit. The demand for beef versus the supply are not matching. The supply is lower than the demand, and that's why the cost of beef has been going high. And so some of the beef we use is actually imported from the likes of Tanzania. So by the time we are getting the deal with Saudi Arabia, for example, some of us were asking, what is this about? Because yes, the deal is good, but the beef we have is not even enough for us. The gap is because we have not invested in breeding cattle. So that then we are depending, it's like we are depending on the natural breeding of a cow meets a cow and they breed.
Yeah.
Sorry, a bull meets a cow and they breed. What was I thinking?
I don't know. But okay.
It's okay. We move.
And out of it, then you have the breeding. So we've not, you see the way we have very good breeding done by Ken Chick, there's 100-day-old chicks, and you'll never be in a position where you're wondering, what do you mean we don't have enough chicken? Huh? We are not there as regards cattle. And I think that needs to be revisited, so that then we have enough for ourselves and enough for the export. As regards poultry farming, I think it's just an issue of organization. We've not organized ourselves to do it. It's a faillie.
But there was going to be support, money.
It's a failure in leadership. Maybe when I don't know who